Yeah, I'm back. Okay, if you want to retrieve the data, you can retrieve like this. If you want to retrieve the data from the dictionary, the mandatory input is what? Key is the mandatory input. If the key is not there, okay, obviously you can get the error. Now you can take a dictionary. Number one is like 10, number two is like 20. Okay, okay. Here it number one is not defined. If I write like this syntactically, it is like a reference. Is my number one is there or not there? So that you can encode with double code also. Now see my data. Yes, syntactically valid. Now data dot okay, data of number three. What is my answer? Data of number three. That's my answer. Data of number three. What's my answer?
Number three is not defined.
Number three is not defined is not the right answer. You are not looking for number three, right? You are looking for what? First data. Inside the data, number three you are looking for. You are not directly looking for number three. The key error you can get it. Number three is not there as a key. Okay, it's not like name not defined, not like that. Okay. Now if you come here, now it's like what? 20. Okay. Now the first method you can see. What is the first method? Clear is the first method. Okay. Now data dot clear dot it is which type data type. So that all like this. Now if you come here, clear take no arguments to given. That means my clear is not take any arguments. So without arguments you can call it. Now can I call like this? Now see my data. See my data. Now see this. Now tell something about the clear. Come on, now tell something about the clear. Hmm?
Clear the elements from the data.
It clears the properties, right? It clears the properties of your dictionary or not. It clears the properties of your dictionary or not. Yes or no? Okay. DEL of data and clear. The difference is what? DEL is not specific to dictionary. It removes the entire variable or not, but here it just removes the data, removes the properties, not entire variable. If you see this again, if you're trying to take this data, if you're trying to okay access this data, the empty dictionary you can see or not. The empty dictionary you can see or not. Agreed? Yes or no? So clear is a method which is used to remove all the properties from your dictionary. That's it. It removes all the properties from dictionary. Okay, na? Now, what about the copy? Again, my data is this one only. Again, my data is this one only. Hmm. data dot copy, right? Okay, for example, if I write like this, data 1 equals to data. Hmm. Now tell me, my data is this, my data 1 also this one. Now, if I update number 1 to 100, how we can update if it is a dictionary? Data of number 1 is equals to 100. If key already there, key already there, my operation is what?
Update.
Update operation. So that if you come here, see my data, my data is this one. See my data one. If I observe my data one, that is also updated or not. I don't want to update data one. You updated data. That's okay, fine. You can use data one. Understood? Come on. Okay, so how we can achieve this? If you do some operations on data, that data should affect, not data one. Okay, if you do like this, if you create the data one like this, okay, if you do any change in the data, data one also affected. I don't want like this. So how we can, which approach you want to follow? Come on. So can we create the cloned variable? How we can create the cloned variable? We have one method is there in the list to set also. Okay, in the dictionary too. So how we can, my data 2 equals to, okay, data dot copy, data dot copy. Okay, now see, my data is this one, my data 2 is this one. Both are like same only, but my data 2 created like what? Not simply assigned data, it is created a copy. Okay, by using the copy method, it means it creates a new space with the same content. Now, if you do any change in the data, okay, again, data of number 2 equals to 200. Okay, now see, my data changed. My data 1 also will change. My data 1 also will change. But my data 2, if you observe, is it changed or not changed? Is it changed or not changed? My data 2. Come on, number 2 is what? 20 only. But
Not.
here 200, here 200. Okay, why it is not changed means you created a data 2, not like it just assigned data. You created data 2 with what? A copy of data or not. Whenever you use copy method, it creates a cloned object, cloned variable. Cloned means different space with the same content, different space with same content. It creates one more copy of that particular dictionary. Understood? The same method we used, right? The same method we used for list also, did you remember? Okay, same method you used for list. The same method you used for what? Come on, set also, right? The same method you used for set also or not? Great. Okay, na? Shall I move to the next one? Now the next one is which method? From keys. From keys. You can take data 2 only or data 1 only. Just you can check. I have the data. This is my data, right? Can I call from keys? Data dot from keys. Data dot from keys. Now, dict object has no attribute from keys. That means it's like a typo error. Okay, can I go with what? Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, now it's take how many parameters? You can check it. By seeing this one, maximum 2. If I write like this, what happens? Integer object is not a trouble. Integer object is not a trouble. With which integer? This one or this one? Which one is not a trouble? Which one is not a trouble? How we can find it? Tell me. This one or this one, if you want to know, just you can put like this. Okay, now Boolean object is not iterable. So this should be an iterable what? This should be an iterable member or not. Iterable members are like what? Iterable members are like what? Okay, set to text. Okay, like this. Okay, like this. Okay, for example, I'm going to put like 1 comma 2. 1 comma 2. This is what I don't want to change it. Just keep like that. Keep like that. Okay, now if you come to my data, you come to my data, it is not changed anything. That's okay. But if you observe here, my from keys returns me what? My from keys returns me what? Come on, my from keys returns me what? Come on, my from keys returns me what? Whenever you executed a method, whatever the value they given, that is the return value or not. Here, what is the return value? From keys return value is what? Dictionary only or not. See here, I want to call my from keys on dictionary object. That object never changed. Okay, so that there is no use of this one. But here the important thing is from keys takes two parameters. One is like iterable object. Okay, that iterable, how many values are there? Those values are treated like a keys. This second one is like what? Your value. That means by using from keys, you can build a dictionary with some keys and some value. The value is like same for all the keys. Then the time can you go with the from keys? Now this data is not changing, right? So can you do one thing? Okay, DICT is a dictionary, right? Okay, it's a predefined variable or not? Okay, predefined member. Dictionary dot from keys. Can I write like this? Okay, dictionary dot from keys. From keys. Type object dictionary has no attribute from keys. Okay, here key is like what? Small or capital? Okay, if you observe in Python, all the members, not like a camel case, all the members inside the class is like what? Lower case only. So if data is not affected, I don't want this dictionary. Okay, so that directly we have a predefined member dictionary, right? You can take it from keys. I want to build a dictionary. I want to build a dictionary with which keys? Name. Okay, runs like this. With which case? Okay, it's like iterable object. If you want to give, okay, some value, okay, can I write like this? Name Sachin runs 20,000. Will it, is it valid or invalid? You only check. You only check. See here, my name is a key. Whatever the second one is there, that is the value. My name is like runs. What is the second value? This one is like what? This one is like what? This one is like a value or not. This approach is best when you know if if all the keys having the same value, all the keys having the same value. For example, my key is like number one, my key is like number two, okay, my key is like number three, all are having the same value, okay, five, then that type it is easy to prepare the dictionary or not from a case. Now if you run this, okay, number one, number two, what happened? Dictionary has no attribute from keys FROM. So that FROM. Now if you come here, number one 50, number two 50, number three 5. So my from keys returns me a dictionary. It's take maximum two parameters. First parameter is like iterable object, which contains how many variables. Those are like how many values. Those are treated like what? Those are treated like a keys. And what is the value? Second parameter, that particular second parameter, whatever it may be, that is assigned as a value to each and every key or not. To prepare a dictionary with the same value for multiple keys, then you can go with from keys. Understood? Got my point? Come on. Two things you observe here. So far, I am using the object reference to call your methods. But now I use it like a predefined dictionary object to call the method. Yes, you can use it. Why? Because I use it means it is not do any operations on the existing dictionary. It creates a new dictionary or not. Yes or no? That's the reason I don't want to touch my data and everything. If you write like this, it's like valid only. Okay, if I write instead of this one, if you put like a data, that is also valid only. See this valid only. But this data is like one more dictionary with some value, right? If it is not used, it is not affected, then why I need to use? In that case, you can go with the predefined member dict. Understood? Agreed? All are okay? From this, to create a new dictionary, okay, with same value for multiple keys, then you can go with the from case. Same value for multiple keys, then the time you can go with from keys. Okay, next, get. Get data dot get. It is what? It's a function. Now it's take how many parameters? It's take how many parameters? At most two parameters. At most two parameters. Okay, the first parameter is what? The first parameter. Come on. Tell me. The first parameter is what? Okay, only 10 only added. If I added like a 10, okay, if I added like a 10, it's not gives me anything. That's okay, fine. Not gives me anything. Can I add like a number one? Number one. Okay. Can I add like number two? Number two. So get is a method which is used to retrieve the data or not. But the difference between this retrieval is what? Number two, 200. Data dot get of 10 or number three. There are not there a number three? Not there. Okay, data of number three. Data of number three. There are not there are not there. See, get if that member not there, it's not throw any error. But if you try to retrieve by using square bracket notation, it gives me the key error is like what number? Like this or not. Agreed? Hello, okay?
Sir.
Sir. Agreed, everyone? Okay, the difference, you know, right? Difference.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the second parameter also there, no? The second parameter also there. The second parameter, what you know? See, you only tell, I'm going to write some code. Data dot get of, okay, number one, 100. Okay, number 100. 1000, I'm going to add, okay, 1000 or 10,000. My answer is like this one. Data dot get of number 2 is like 20,000. My answer is 200. Data dot get of number 3, okay, 30,000. My answer is 30,000. Can anyone tell me? Second parameter is what? What is the second parameter? See, data dot get, there are not there, number one in the data, number one there are not there,
There.
there, so that it gives me that value. Number two there are not there, there, so
There.
that it gives me that value. Number three there are not there,
Not there.
not there. If it is not there, the default value whatever you mentioned here, that value is going to return or not. Okay? Got my point? It is not throw any error in any case. Did you observe? While retrieving the data, it is not throw any error or not. Agreed? Okay, na? About get,
So,
simply retrieve the data from the dictionary. That's it. The next one is what? Items. This is my data. My data dot items is which type? It's like a method. Can we call it? Can we call it? What do you think about this one? What do you think about this one? Come on. What do you think about this one? A list of properties it is returned or not? Okay. A list of properties. For example, if I write like this, what happens? If I write like this, then what happens? Dictionary contains items method. Okay, can I write something like this? Okay, how many arguments it's going to take? No arguments, so you can remove it. You can remove it. Now if you write like this, tell me, data dot items, how many items are there? Data dot items, how many items is nothing but properties, how many are there? Two are there. Those two properties, first property is what? Number 100. Second property is what? Number two, 200. Those two properties, they given us in the, okay, which format? I convert it to list so that it is convert like list. And the property is which type? That is an important. They are giving us the properties list, each and every property in which format? In the tuple format or not? Yes or no? Agree with me? Gives me like in the tuple format or not? Okay, na? Understood? Come on. It gives me the list of properties. That's it. It gives me the list of properties. The next one is what? The keys are there. Keys. Can I call it? Can I call it? Can I convert into list? Can I convert into list? Now, if you come here, it gives me what? The difference is what? Items gives me the properties list. Keys gives me what? The keys list or not? Keys list or not? Understood? Okay, na? Okay, remaining methods we'll see in tomorrow's session. Pop, pop item, set default, update and value, and we'll come go back to strings. After that, we can start with exception handling. Okay, na? Okay, then. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.